Hello everyone, this is Yujie Hu. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about some potential issues that may occur if you use a translating tool such as Google Translate. If you are an international student or if your first language is not English, you may have thought about write your essay in your native language and then translate it into English by using a translating tool. Well, this is not forbidden in this university. You are allowed to use translating tools. But here I want to remind you some of the potential issues that may occur, particularly on plagiarism, which this session is about. Okay, not sure you have using a translating tool before. I'm going to use Google Translate as an example to discuss about some potential issues. Okay, and the display of Google Translate is that. So you have a left-hand side text box where you can input the original text or any text that you write in your native language, and you have a text box which would show the English translated from the text that you have input in the left-hand side box. Okay, so original text and translated text. So these two boxes. For example, so you've decided to write a sentence, let's say, for your research method essay, you want to write about some advantages of using qualitative methodology. Okay, so you may write a sentence something like, using qualitative methodology would enable a researcher to generate more in-depth data compared with quantitative methodology in your native language, of course. And then you put it in the left-hand side box, and then you get a English text and translated by this machine. Okay, and then you copy and paste this translated text into your own coursework. This may cause a plagiarism problem. I know you did not intend, you do not intend to plagiarize from any other's work. This is your own writing. You just use a translating tool. But the problem is, translating tools such as Google Translate, they remember any kind of addition and the edit that is input by any previous users. For example, I want to write the same sentence in my coursework, or a similar sentence in my coursework, let's say, last year. And I put the original text in the left-hand side, and I get the English text in the right-hand side. Well, this year, when you are doing your coursework, you may also want to write about this advantage of using qualitative methodology and in your coursework. And the way how it shows in the translated text box is quite possibly would be the same as the version that I get would be very similar to the version that you get, although we did not talk to each other, but we may get a similar or exactly the same translated text, because that's what Google Translate thinks would be the best translated version. And another thing is, for these open kind of sourced tools, and anyone who edits the translated version, Google Translate would remember that. For example, if in the last year I updated the translated version from a sentence that I read from a textbook, because I find that sentence from this textbook is perfect as the translated text here. And so I replace the version that, the original version that Google Translate translates it, and replace it with a sentence from a textbook, and that because I find that sentence is more authentic and English, more kind of more native like and more professional. So I replaced, kind of updated the translated version, and Google Translate would remember that. So next time when another person input a similar sentence into Google Translate in the same native language as mine, and it will generate the same result that I have updated, which is that sentence from a textbook. So when you submitted the work, your own essay, by using such sentence, the similarity check software, well, the one that we use here is called Turnitin. So in the Turnitin report, it will show that this sentence is copied from a textbook, or this sentence is copied from a previous student work. Like, for example, it says this sentence is copied from my work, or this sentence is copied from a textbook. I know that you did not copy from my work and you did not copy from a textbook, but the outcome would show that you did, without knowing it, by this magic turned from Google Translate or any other similar translating tool. So from this example, I just want to show you that it is very risky to use a translating tool when you want to write an essay or any other kind of coursework. So what I would suggest you is, you could of course use the translating tool to try to get the meaning of a sentence or of a word. That's no problem. I mean, that is in your input process, which means when you meet a sentence that you don't understand, or when you meet a new word that you don't understand, you can copy and paste that word or that sentence into tools like Google Translate to understand the meaning. But when you write, when you're in the output process, when you write a sentence for any kind of coursework, try to avoid using translating tools. You could use some sources like thesaurus, which shows similar words to the word that you want to use, some synonyms. When you try to paraphrase, that is okay. So basically, what I suggested here is using Google Translate has no problem when you just try to understand the sentence. But when you try to write in your own sentence, and you could use other resources such as thesaurus to try to find a similar word, if you want to replace the original word. Okay, right. That's it about Google Translate.